Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike and T. Hello, big fella.
Hey, pal.
How you doing?
Doing all right, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, first day back to work for me.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It went fine.
Yeah? Were you rusty?
No, I
Did
picked up right where I
forget
left
how to
off.
electrician?
Nope. 25 years in. Just,
Easy peasy.
yeah.
Right on.
Like riding a
Did it
bike.
feel like a long day? Was everyone asking you about your eye? And
It felt like an early morning.
yeah, I bet.
But other than that.
I've actually been keeping an eye on you. I've been sort of proud of you. You didn't go, I figured, like I would do, take advantage of the situation, be up till 3 a.m, hammered, that kind of scene.
Nope.
You really didn't.
I'm getting old.
Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah. There's
Well,
a couple
I've-
days like
I've
9
seen you
o'clock
go
came
hard.
around.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's it. Shut it down.
Yeah, you were in bed most days like normal,
Yeah.
and then up early and doing your thing and whatever. But I figured, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's like when you, not that you were playing anything, but play sick from school or something,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow, I feel 100% better now that the school day's over.
Sure.
Now I can go get my party on with my boys. That kind of attitude where it's like, oh, since I don't have to get up at 5 and 6 in the morning, I'm going to go hard in the paint tonight.
Makes it hard to reel it back in.
Yeah.
When you do those. So you get a
Yeah.
stretch of that.
Oh, yeah. That was always the hardest part of going on vacation while doing a morning show. It's like you get really used to being up late and then sleep until whenever. And it's like, oh, yeah, I forgot how bad it sucks getting up at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, right. When you're on
3:30
vacation,
in the
there's
morning.
nothing to do.
Yeah.
Breakfast isn't even open yet.
Yeah, and you want to sleep till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon to make up for the years of the shitty hours.
Yeah.
But you didn't go overboard.
No,
so.
I'm grown.
Yeah, I know how that is. Exciting week. A little bit of a short week. I'll do some content here without you, but you've got a big trip going on this week, late in the week,
Yeah,
Thursday.
Going
So-
up it's sort of our annual up north trip with Hat for the birthday.
Yeah,
We going back up to the UP,
right on.
which has all been planned and all been set. You
Yeah.
know, just going around lighthouses and waterfalls and
Yeah, that's really
Typical.
her jam is lighthouses.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah, chicks love lighthouses. I don't know what
yeah.
it is. I mean, they're cool.
Maybe
Don't
they
get
all
me
do.
wrong.
She does probably more than most.
Yeah,
But,
okay, fair.
Most people probably don't plan vacations around them, but
Right.
I love getting up in the UP and the. It's funny because around here, the colors haven't changed at all.
No,
Up there,
not yet.
it's probably damn near full.
Did you notice leaves down though today?
I did not notice.
Yeah, front lawn. Look at
Okay,
it.
good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
coming.
It was a bummer. It kind of broke my heart a little bit. I was like, oh God,
Here it comes.
this again.
Yeah.
I remember what this is like.
It's not going to break my heart not having to cut the grass. I can tell you that.
No. I hear you there, but that winter is a whole other set of issues. It
sure is.
It just is. But I just found out on your venture up north. I think you're seeing Big E.
Yeah, yep, that's the plan. We're going to stop by
Plan.
Mackinac, or stay in the night on Mackinac, which I've never done.
Yeah, I've never done that either.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You're not staying at the Grand, whatever.
Not staying there, no.
Okay. Not staying there. What is that?
I'm not staying at the Grand. That was
Okay,
like
is it-
$500.
I don't even know what that is. The Grand Hotel. It's that big
that huge
fucking
white giant
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to pay to go in there. Like just to go check it out. You got to pay to go.
Seriously?
In. Yeah.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can't just walk through. They don't want commoners just wandering through there.
Sure.
No, one of the other hotels on there, but
You're gonna do the usual saltwater taffy, fudge, horse shit, like the whole works.
yeah, I don't like horse or taffy or the fudge really.
Really,
so-
I loved it as a kid. I still can dig on some saltwater taffy.
Okay.
I thought, when I was younger, I just thought that was like a Mackinac thing. I didn't realize everybody has their saltwater taffy.
Sure.
And it's made from the
You
same
get down
company.
to Myrtle Beach and all those kind
Myrtle
of places.
Beach,
is a
yeah,
big one.
anywhere in Southern California, any beach town really has those those saltwater taffy spots. They're everywhere. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Ironic
how,
that it would be saltwater taffy up in Mackinac.
Mackinac, right?
There's no
yeah.
salt water anywhere near.
Hey, leave it to a kid to not fucking think things through. Like
Sure.
this makes no sense. If it was freshwater taffy, it should be in. But when you're 10, it's
Yeah.
like you're 12.
I guess
whatever old
the
I
hotel
was.
we're staying at actually has one of those fudge making places right in it.
Really?
The downstairs and the hotel's upstairs. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So It's probably going to smell good.
Those places are really cool to me.
Yeah, I like watching it, actually.
Yeah.
Even the taffy, like when they stretch it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I just don't really like it.
Dude, I've never admitted this, but the watching sourdough be made, there's a couple spots in San Francisco that you can watch them, like, oh, it's been made with the same, recipe for 1,000 years, whatever it is. And they take one handful of the dough and they throw it in the new batch. And it's been like that since the 1800s.
Oh, yeah.
So some fraction of your current sourdough bread goes back to the original batch is the idea.
Yeah.
And it's a whole place, and you watch them make it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I love the fudge when they're doing that, wherever you are.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I kind of like, maybe it reminds me of vacation when I was younger.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's kind of a nostalgia to it.
No, I think we're going to take like we're going to bike around, explore the island more. Normally,
Yeah.
don't ever stay there really, so I don't usually have a whole lot of time.
I hear it shuts down early.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll
Yeah.
see. There's got to be some bars somewhere.
I don't think so. I think they close early. You'll know more than me,
We'll
but
find
I thought
out. It
they
will be
kinda
a Sunday
closed.
night, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't expect it to go raging too hard.
Well, I would hope that Isis would know the spots. If there's any hidden spots on Mackinac,
Yeah.
we're
We're going to hang out at his place.
Are you?
No.
Good. Smart.
No, we're going to see him. We're going to hang out. Do something.
Yeah.
Something cool.
Go visit his horses.
Definitely.
He seems to love those guys.
Fuck yeah, why not?
I
Why
mean,
wouldn't you?
dude,
What an opportunity to get that.
go feed them carrots. It's awesome. Horses are next level. They
They are.
really are. But the coolest part, while the trip is always cool, you've done it before.
Yeah. Been planned for months.
Yeah.
On some level.
There's been a slight alteration to the trip.
We had a
And
last-
I was like, oh, hell yeah.
last
I
minute-
wish I was going.
Yeah. Last minute pivot.
What do we got?
Well, instead of driving up Wednesday night up to the UP, decided we're just going to wait and leave Thursday morning, cruise around Chicago side, and go to Lambeau.
Nice.
Fucking Thursday night football.
Thursday
Lions,
night
Packers in Lambeau. We're there.
I love it.
So good.
I'm jealous. It's kind of a bucket list stadium for me.
Yeah, me too,
You
for
know,
sure.
Lambeau is just such a I've
Iconic.
never been
Just
iconic as they
iconic.
get.
Yep.
Like I would have. Well, we've been to Soldier Field, but I don't think I've been there for a Bears game. Obviously, the Dead we saw there.
Yep, I've never been for a Bears game either.
There's a handful of stadiums. Like I'm really glad I did Wrigley, and not only Wrigley, but sat in the bleachers.
Yep.
Done that a couple times. Never been to Boston. I'd love to go see the
Fenway.
Fenway.
Those, baseball. I have more baseball bucket list stadiums than football.
Really? Yeah.
I'd like to go to Arrowhead, but it's not something that I'm like dying for.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind going to Arrowhead. That'd be cool.
Yeah. But there's just not a ton of stadiums out there that really do it for me, and there's not a lot of original stadiums left, which is what makes Fenway and Wrigley sort of iconic on that level to be able to still do that.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Before they're gone, because eventually they're not going to exist anymore.
Yeah. I'm glad I went to Candlestick a handful of times, saw Giants games there and Niners games. Because Levi's cool
Yeah.
where the Niners play now, but it's literally the ugliest stadium on planet Earth.
It is pretty ugly.
Hideous.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going to SoFi. I'm trying to think of other stadiums around the NFL. Like Mile High isn't the same, but that'd be
I wouldn't mind
cool.
going to Seattle. I think that'd be a
Oh,
cool.
12th man.
Yeah, I think that'd
kinda
just be a
vibe.
cool stadium,
Yeah.
environment to catch a game.
Sure.
And a lot of that, like some of these, I would rather go when it's not. I've been to Lucas Oil, Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I've been to. I'm trying to think what other football games I've been to.
You been to a Niners game?
Yeah, Levi, we just talked about that. There's
And-
one more that I'm forgetting. I can't think of right now, but I'd rather go almost when they're not playing the Lions. So I can be, you know what I mean? Like, so I can sort of be in that crowd, in that
It'll be
environment,
even
and be
doubly good being the
It will be
Lions,
on this
dude.
one. This one, I'm going decked out.
Hell
I'm wearing
yeah.
all the fucking swag
Yeah.
for sure. I'm going decked out in this.
From what I understand, my buddy Paul goes to like every game. He's supposed to pick him and his hot girlfriend and their dog. I don't know how they're doing it, but they claim service dog with this animal.
Nice.
And I don't know what service. And I text him. I'm like, bro, and he doesn't really answer me. Like he doesn't want the secret out there or something. But he's literally in every stadium, everywhere the Lions go.
Okay.
And so he'll be in Green Bay. I promise you. I'll hook you up with him. Super great dude. But he has said over the years that there's no better fan base than Green Bay. Like,
I believe it.
As far as like welcoming, friendly, fun to hang out with, fun to drink with, fun to party with, like that whole vibe is what Lambeau is.
Yeah.
It's not like Philly.
I went to a
like
Brewers
Philly's a
game.
nightmare.
I went to Brewers game years and years ago.
Milwaukee
Brewers, yeah. And that was the old stadium before they had the slide and that stupid shit or whatever they got going on now.
Yeah.
That was years and years ago. But that was an unbelievable tailgate. Like just that's what tailgating used to be.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get that here in Detroit, the way it's chopped up in the lots and they don't let tailgating.
Yeah, Eastern
Market's the only
Market.
place you can really do it, but that's still like this is all like attached to the stadium and
Yeah.
just everything around.
Kansas City's supposed to be the shit for that too. That's supposed to be
well, and I went
amazing.
to I forget what it was called, but I went to a Royals game, same thing years ago.
Okay.
And,
was that Kauffman Stadium back then?
couldn't
Or?
tell you. But to be honest with you, I can't remember what the hell it was, but it was an ugly stadium, really, kind of
Yeah.
boring and basic. But unbelievable tailgate, unbelievable barbecue everywhere you went, and
Yeah.
same thing. Everybody was just nice as shit. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I was a kid for both of those, really, but I just remember that. Like everybody was just you could just talk to people, stop talk to people.
Yeah, yeah.
People hand you brats as you're just walking around. You know.
Yeah. I imagine Green Bay, Lambeau Field will be like that.
I hope so. So we're hoping to spend a good part of the day tailgate to take the whole experience.
Dude, get hammered.
I will. Yeah,
Please.
Hat you're driving.
I mean, hat you're driving.
You're driving home from.
And I honestly, I think while you're in Wisconsin, you stick to beer.
Yeah, probably.
You just
will.
beer it up
Just-
all day.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Brats
keep it
and
going.
beer and
Problem with beer with
it
me
on.
though is I piss way too much.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I
that's
get
true.
once I get 6-8 beers in, once the seal's broken, dude, I got to piss like every beer.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
it's remarkable how the body chemistry works like
Yeah.
that, where it's like, I've gone 8 beers and I haven't broken the seal yet.
Yep.
And then you do.
The kiss of death.
It's over. Mm-hmm. I mean, unless you're at a house party.
Yeah.
If you're at a stadium, and I imagine a stadium like that's going to have old, shitty bathrooms. It's going to have trough pissing and
Probably.
long lines.
Yep.
And
I'm sure.
it's going to be a mess.
Yeah,
but
they probably didn't have nearly enough bathroom. You know, I can't imagine what the seating was on that originally. I know it's not 80,000. Whatever it was. When
you don't
they
think
first-
so?
No, there's no way. They had to have added on to that.
Yeah.
On some level. Maybe 50, but not 80,000. They just weren't. Not.
Well, colleges would have been back then. Some of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Man.
I don't know. I mean, they could have added. They could have had no end zone seats at one point.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you'll learn all about the history of Curly Lambeau and
Right?
and all that. Yeah, I'd get there early and take in. I think they've got a Hall of Fame there, which I've
Yeah.
still never done at where the Niners play. But I know they've got like their Super Bowl trophies. They got statues of Montana and Young and those guys.
Yeah, right.
And I'd love to go see that. You know. Hopefully, our new Barry Sanders statue here becomes that kind of
That would be cool. Yeah, I'd like to see it.
iconic spot.
This is the other thing we're going to do. Now, I couldn't squeak it into the
What
trip
am I
before.
looking at? Look at that! Holy shit!
This is Copper Peak. So this is like as far west in the UP as you can get. It's above Wisconsin. And this is a training facility for the ski jump.
oh the ski jump. Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you see what that is? But
Yeah.
so in the fall now, which you can go all the way to the top of this thing. You can take an elevator up to here to this platform
And then walk?
and then you can walk up the rest of the way.
Yeah.
I'll show you a little bit better what
That's crazy, man.
what that actually like looks like.
Would you walk up there?
Oh hell yeah, I'm going up there for sure.
Oh, you take a chair lift.
You got to take a chairlift up to the top of the mountain, and then you take an elevator that takes you up to this platform that you can be on. But you can actually supposedly like get out and walk and get up to here, up to this top platform right
Wow.
here. But with the
Okay.
colors and stuff, you know, I mean, when you think about what that view is like and how
Dude,
high
yeah,
that is,
yeah.
spectacular. I can't wait for that. And that's another one that just happened because we couldn't do it before because it's so far west. It just didn't work into the
But
logistics.
throwing Lambeau into the mix.
And then now that we're
puts this
coming
in
around
play.
this way, puts this thing right in play on the
yeah.
way back up.
Dude, a panoramic shot
Yep.
around to this.
Yeah,
Wow,
so-
that's very cool.
Yeah. So a cool pivot on that, man. It's
Yeah.
so everything's worked out. Who's to say what's good or bad, right?
Yeah, perfect. I love it.
All right. Enough about me.
No, It's great. I'm more interested. I'm trying to think of other iconic stadiums. Was that when you and Tooch and I went to we went to a Niners Packers game, and both teams were playoff bound. It was going to cost an arm and a leg for a ticket. We ended up getting tickets, and they weren't that crazy. A couple $100 each.
Yeah, it wasn't that
$250,
bad.
something like that. But
We ended up sitting right on the field at basically front row at Cal Stanford game.
Yeah.
And those were like $50 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty cheap, all
Exactly.
things considered.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that was a Sunday night football game.
I think it was. Yep.
So is this your first Thursday night football game?
Definitely my first Thursday night
Awesome.
football game, yeah.
Yeah, it's just different when you know the whole nation's watching and the cameras are different.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for me.
Yeah.
I'll be the one in the last row.
Yeah. That's probably all you're going to get.
That's fine. That's all I care
Dude,
about.
who
Just getting
cares?
in there. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Buffalo would be cool.
Yeah, I would like to do a game at Buffalo. I mean, I would like to go to New England, Gillette.
Yeah,
I think
Gillette
that
would
would
be
be
sweet.
that'd be a cool
I
stadium.
knew there
to
was
go.
another one up there. I was like, nah, not the Giants and Jets. That's new, but
And I mean, I like Jerry's house. You know, would
down
be
in Dallas.
cool. I mean, if I was down there to go to a game or something. But
yeah, those new multi-billion-dollar ones like Jerry's house
like
or SoFi
yeah.
would be cool. I'm trying to think what other
Because it's not Three Rivers or I mean Heinz Field anymore, is it? Didn't they get a new one down there?
Did they in Pittsburgh?
I thought they got a new stadium down there. 'Cause there was Heinz Field and Three Rivers.
Yeah. I don't remember.
I don't know.
The original Dog Pound would have been cool.
Yeah.
Cleveland. I know my folks went to a Niners-Browns game there years ago.
Mile High'd be cool.
Yeah.
Denver.
But that's changed, right? That's not the same stadium, is it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, even Arrowhead's whatever. Jiha Stadium,
Yeah, but it's still the stadium.
at Arrowhead or something. Yeah, it's still,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
keep changing them around. But
Yeah.
it's still the actual stadium. Yeah.
Speaking of Arrowhead, I don't know. The Chiefs absolutely pounded the Bears.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't be happier. I'm sorry, Browns fans. You should have known this was coming 3 years ago when you drafted an Ohio State quarterback. You did it to yourselves.
So bad.
You drafted an Ohio State quarterback. I don't know what you expect. Like,
have
what
not-
in the history of their quarterbacks has made you go, yep, that's our franchise?
What was the last one that actually panned out?
Kirk Herbstreit?
But he didn't.
Did he even make it to the bigs?
No,
I don't even
exactly.
know.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't.
I mean,
pan out.
C.J. Stroud could, maybe,
He's
sort of.
He's showing flashes. He's playing well right now.
No one. Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, yeah,
and
just run down the list
like
of
the
flame
whole
outs.
list. It's comical if you look it up. Like I don't know what it is. Like Michigan was a quarterback school for the longest time.
Yep.
And then you've got Iowa currently as tight end U. Like they're just churning out tight ends.
Penn State's linebacker U.
Penn State is linebacker U.
Florida State's Free Shoes University.
There you go. Florida State is Free Crab Legs University. I'm trying to think what other DBU is that. Ohio State. Penn State has churned out some good ones.
No, that's not. No, that's got to be
Ohio State outside of Okuda, who's just
Matata.
Yeah, Jeff Okuda Matata, who just sucks, which is so weird because I remember Deion Sanders during that draft going, "If you're the Lions, shut up, take Okuda, and don't worry about that side of the field for over a decade." And I was like, "All right, if it's got that seal,
Yeah,
of approval."
If Deion signed
Prime
off on
time
it.
is saying it.
Oops.
Yeah, but the
By the way, I'm glad they got their dicks kicked in.
yeah,
Yeah, and they're going to get their dicks kicked in again this week.
I think you're right.
That's it's going to be a little bit of humble pie. So not that I wish anything, I just think that was getting a little out of control, and they needed to be checked a bit.
Yes.
And I think that's what's going to happen here.
Well, I do have a story about that, and that's what they're calling it, humbled.
Yep.
Coach Pratt. I do think he's legit, though.
Oh, I do too, and it's
do.
not nothing against them. I did not like the trajectory that was on. I think that was becoming more of a distraction. Too much shit outside of football going on there.
Yeah.
And Prime is one of the rare breed that can thrive in that type of an environment.
Yeah.
In that type of an environment. Guy that can play both ways, can play two fucking sports, can go from the World Series to a fucking football game.
Yeah.
I mean, and everywhere in between. That is a rare breed
Yeah.
that can thrive in that.
And can take all the haters
Yep.
and all the shit talkers
Yep.
and thrive off it.
Yeah, but like we talked about it a little bit, it's just too much. I mean, there's just rappers and stars and actors and ex-players and a million cameras and a million interviews and all this stuff. Rock in there giving you your pregame speech and
Yeah,
shit.
60
You know what I mean?
minutes, cameras around for a
everywhere,
week.
everything. It was becoming
Seeing
a
him and his son
distraction.
doing KFC commercials now,
Yeah.
so
And
that's NIL money.
They talk about reading their own press, just you're not doing these kids. Sure, your kid might be able to thrive. Travis Hunter might be able to thrive.
Yeah,
But the
people
other
with the-
112 kids on that fucking
Right.
roster, it's a distraction.
the kids with 0.5% talent, like in that percentile, that when you're talking about Hunter, you're talking about the number one recruit in the nation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I thought it was weird. And I didn't know what to make of it. Historically, I'm not a big fan of shit talkers, but Dion wasn't so much he was more of a showman.
He was more of self-promotion than shit talking. There's different levels of that. He didn't talk down to other people. He just talked himself up. And that I can respect all day long.
And danced. And I remember when he came to my squad back in the day, and I fucking loved every second of it. Obviously, he's on your team.
Of course.
And I've always been a Dion fan, even when he was playing against me. All those years, Atlanta was in the West with my Niners, and you just respected his game.
Mm-hmm.
You knew not to throw that way. Don't even go that way.
Yeah.
It's remarkable he had as many pick sixes as he did because nobody threw at him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's a generational talent.
When they were watching the Coach Prime, so they were still at Jackson State, and that season 2 comes out in December.
Yeah.
So they were still at Jackson State, and all the kids, like their practice jerseys, have their @ handles on their jersey, not just their name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, @ Coach Prime in the back head. And it was just like, I don't know if that's good. I don't know if these kids need.
Yeah, it's too much of a distraction outside of football.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're talking about, all these kids that you uprooted from Jackson State, which, say what you want, is a little fuck school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uprooted all these guys, took them to the University of Colorado.
Yeah.
Which now you're in the big leagues, and you're in the fucking mountains, and you're in the country.
Yeah.
That's a big enough
blew
change.
out 70% of the roster.
More than that.
But it was a 1-11 team.
It was, exactly. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, I mean, you talk about the whirlwind that these kids have been under in the last 16, 18 months.
Right.
Of changing this, going to this whole brand new school, and now they're playing, they're going to find out the competition level is different.
Yeah.
They were up, they were amped, they were ready for that TCU game, Nebraska or Arkansas, was that what it was?
Yep.
They're a clown show too.
And even TCU, you took away a lot of the kids on that national title game
their
team.
quarterback
including
and their
quarterback.
receiver, both got drafted.
Right. So that's not the same team you're facing from the title team from 7 months ago.
Yeah, and TCU, while has been a good program, is not a historical perennial powerhouse.
Right.
They caught lightning in a bottle. They were one of those.
Oh yeah, we were all
year.
shocked by it.
Yeah,
like, what is this? This team's gonna get its dick kicked
and then
in,
beat
of course.
Michigan. Hey, say what you want.
Yeah, close game, but So yeah, 42-6 blowout to the Ducks in Eugene. I thought Dion's comments after were good. Oregon head coach Dan Lanning said before the game, this team is rooted in substance, not flash. Predicted Colorado's Cinderella story was over. It's over, men. They're fighting for clicks. We're fighting for wins. There is a difference. This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood. It's going to be played on the grass. By the way, at halftime, they're up 35-0, and they go to interview him as they do.
Yeah,
Maybe the most ridiculous interview in all of sports. The catch the coach at halftime interview, which is just the biggest waste of 40 seconds in the history of television.
Exactly. Like he doesn't need to be addressing his team in those moments.
Right. And you just have some idiot broad on the sideline. Coach, what do we need to do to clean things up? Well, we got to go out there and clean things up. Got to turn things around. All right, thanks, guys. It's like the stupidest, dumbest, outside of sideline reporters for the most part being the dumbest addition to any broadcasting team, outside of an injury update, which they very rarely, they could just pass a note to the actual broadcasters in the booth, it would be just as good.
Yep.
Hey, we're getting news. So-and-so broke his back. He's done. Whatever. But no. So he did say in that halftime speech that he was not satisfied with his 35-0 lead. So Dion, after the game, said, first and foremost, I thank the Lord for allowing all this to transpire. It's a good old-fashioned butt kicking. No excuses, no nothing. Their coaches did a heck of a job preparing their team. Obviously, we didn't. That was good. I mean, that was a really good old-fashioned butt kicking. We went into the game wanting to dominate several phases. We lost offensively, defensively, special teams. That fake punt kind of got them really rolling. They didn't stop ever since they secured that first down. Well-coached team. As far as Lanning's remarks about clicks, I don't say stuff just to say it for click. On the contrary to what some may say, I analyze and I understand what we're up against and what we have and what we need. One thing that I can say honestly and candidly, you got to get me right now. This is the worst we're going to be. You better get me right now. Well, I believe him.
Well, we'll find out. We'll see when USC fucking kicks his dick in this week.
Oh, no. I think this season, whatever. He's building a franchise essentially from scratch. There are going to be more kids that want to play.
Did you see the duck?
For the hype train. Oh, my God, dressed as Dion?
Yeah. That's how he came out. That's how he came out of the tunnel.
With a bat.
Is that so great?
What does that thing say? Time's up?
Something like that, yeah. But with the glasses, great. With all the bullshit, the hat on and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hey.
Probably happen next week, too.
Yeah.
I think going forward, these kids are not, let's make no mistake about it. They're not going with what's best for them or what's in their best interest scholastically.
Well, that's...
They're going to want to go play for Coach Prime because Coach Prime brings a lot of cameras with him.
And a lot of other
He's
bullshit.
not afraid of the hype. He's going to help these kids with NIL shit and opportunities.
And I mean, for the most part, I don't want to take anything away from Dion because I truly believe that he is trying to, in his way anyway, shape these kids into men. That he's not. It's not just about the flash and the bullshit. That he's there is substance behind it. That he's teaching these kids, to character on some level. But I think that becomes a convoluted message when you're putting all this pomp and circumstance in it as well.
Well, I think you nailed it. Deion Sanders was a different breed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
For young people that never saw Deion play, you don't understand how good this dude was. The idea of just taking out half the field is legit what was going on with Deion Sanders.
Yeah. And I mean, there's only a handful of guys that have been able to ever do that in the league. I mean, Revis is on that.
Revis, Darryl Green, Charles Woodson, and even they weren't Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders, right.
They weren't Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was
probably
that
the best
special.
to ever do it. Yep.
It's not even close to me, the best to ever do it. He was absolutely the best to ever do it.
Meanwhile, he could have played receiver.
Yeah. And he was a baseball player that started and played and, just a totally different level and could handle all of it, even as a youngster.
Yeah.
Even as a young guy. That's going to be hard.
I mean, the story of him pulling up, catching the plane, jumping in the limo, going to the combine, coming out, not even warming up, basically. I mean, I don't know how much of this is embellished and how much is actual fact, but coming out, just doing his 4.24 or whatever the hell he ran.
Yeah. Sub 4.3, I think.
It was under 4.3, 40. And then just took it straight back to the limo.
The story is he ran right through the tunnel and just kept going to the car outside.
Just
ran
his time, never stopped, and ran right out. Like I said, how much of that is totally true, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it just speaks to that was his combine. That's him coming out of college.
But it speaks to the person he was that we would even go, yeah, I could see that being true.
Exactly right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So he was, he was already that way.
Yeah.
So coming into the league, he didn't develop this, once he was there and was great in the league.
No, he was like that at Florida State.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, he just, second to literally nobody else. Yep. And fun as shit to watch. Whether he was on your team or against you, it was really hard as a little kid not to just be like you saw it right away.
Yeah.
This different dude on the field. Different dude. And I think kids are going to want to play for that. They're going to want to play.
Well, it's more, I mean, that's what I'm worried about, is that he's going to get this. And I feel like he can weed them out, but people are going to start going for the flash and not the substance.
Yeah, well, he's going to demand substance from them. He's no bullshit. He's not. He just isn't. Like he's gonna coach people up and he's gonna work them hard. He just is.
I feel like he's got to reel that back in, or it's just going to be detrimental.
Yeah,
that's
well. Don't get it misconstrued. Dion was not reckless at all.
No.
Like that was that was the trap I fell into. That he was just one of those guys that was he had youth on his side, but no, that dude took it as seriously as anybody. And let his game speak for itself.
Mm-hmm. Which it did.
Yeah.
In spades.
And a lot of people talk shit to him, about his attitude, the way he is, blah, blah, blah. And he's doing the same thing. Like, don't worry, I'm keeping receipts. Mm-hmm. I know what coach said. They kicked our ass today. And it probably is good for that team.
Probably on some
those
level.
kids probably thought we're the number one team in the country. We've arrived.
Yeah.
And it would be very hard to turn that off. Very hard to change that narrative, especially when you go on the road to TCU. You're not supposed to win that game.
You got game day coming to Colorado.
Yeah,
third week of the season.
Your program's on 60 Minutes. You're doing national commercials. Like you're the talk of the town, the talk of the country. It's good. And Dion, believe me, he had plenty of dog shit seasons in Atlanta and other places. He didn't just win everything.
I mean, he's won on a team. He never had a shitty year.
No,
but
very
the team
true.
didn't win around him.
Right.
But he excelled at every level.
Yeah. So it's probably good for Shador, to go out there and put up 140, 50 yards passing instead of 500.
Yeah.
And making it look like this is easy.
Yep.
So we'll see. You're probably right. They probably get shit handed to them by SC, but even if they make a bowl game and get a bowl game win, it's a huge turnaround.
Oh, it is.
For a Colorado program that's been a national joke since fucking Cordell Stewart was there.
I mean, one win. You figure you didn't even win your non-conference games.
Right. Right. And when you're scheduling cupcakes.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I'm done with it already. I know it just started yesterday. I'm already over it.
What that?
And that is Travis Kelce fucking Taylor Swift. Yeah. By the way, is it sacrilegious?
I'd call it sacrilegious, but that would be sacrilegious.
It's a great commercial, by the way.
Inside joke.
Is Taylor Swift that hot?
I mean, she's not.
I know.
She's not.
I just said, is she that hot?
Well, I think it's a mix of hotness and
talent
and status, celebrity status. You know what I mean? Like she's
fair enough.
1%er, So you're hot. You've done it a long time.
Yeah.
So
she's talented as hell. Yeah. No doubt about it. She writes her own stuff.
Britney Spears ever was, in my opinion.
60-year-old Britney?
16-year-old fucking Taylor?
Yeah. I was more of a Christina fan.
Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, baby.
Yep.
Like that girl in the track pants and the fucking crop top. I know she was 16. Relax. I didn't touch her.
Right.
But that thing with the pigtails and whatnot was cute. It was very cute.
It was what it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's sad what's going on now, but we'll get to that later, perhaps. So Travis Kelce is apparently banging Taylor Swift now.
Yep.
And Taylor Swift showed up at the Chiefs game. This is going to be problematic for the Chiefs. The Chiefs are on a different level right now, and it's kind of like you talking about Colorado with distractions for these kids.
Yep.
Like hearing Mahomes give a post-game interview, he should never give a shit who's in the stadium and I had to get one to Trav because I have to impress the Swifties.
Right.
Like, dude, are you fucking kidding me right now? You can't be worried about what star is in the stands and try to force something to your tight end to get him a like.
They're good enough they can, and he'll get his anyways. But
he's gonna get his anyways. To me, that's just like, okay, you're not focusing on what's important right now, and you do not have the squad that you had a couple of years ago.
No,
you don't.
No.
And if you think those Dolphins aren't legit, think again.
Yeah. What do you think about, speaking of which, not to keep making this about football, but the the fact that they had a chance, the scoring record, we talked about it a little bit, we didn't know, but the record's 72.
72
points in a
I
game.
just saw that.
And they had 70, and they were well in field goal range towards the end of the game. Now, it's already a blowout.
Yeah.
So putting a field goal on there, McDaniel didn't do it. He took a knee instead of kicking the field goal
Classy.
to get it. Yes, but on some level, I say kick it. Because it's just a field goal. You already kick. I mean, is 73-20 so much worse than 70-20? No. And is for the fact, and if it was not for the record, 100% always take the knee.
Is Sean Payton one of those guys that would historically say stuff like, if you don't like it, stop it?
Yeah. I think so, yes.
Like he's one of those.
He's one of those guys too, right. And it's like when I realized that, I thought, oh yeah, you kick it 100% of the time.
If the record was
because more than anything else, you do that for your players.
Right.
You kick that so that your players aren't second in a record.
Do you
book.
think it's different if the record was 75 points in a game and it's 70 and you can kick the field goal to make it 73? Because it does feel sort of different. Like if the record's 72 and you can make it 73.
That's exactly right. And I'm not saying that you necessarily. And here's the thing, they weren't. If you watch that game, they weren't trying to get to 70. Denver's so bad.
Yeah,
that they were just. They were running out the clock, and they were just breaking fucking every run.
Yeah,
their backup running back went for over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah,
their backup,
dude. To put it in context, you put up 70 points and your all-world wide receiver had 150 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all on the ground. They just couldn't tackle anybody.
Yeah.
They had more yards in that game than the Jets have all season.
I love
Seriously.
It. Yeah.
So
are we done with Zach Wilson, by the way? Is that experiment ended?
Yeah.
Like when the Jets need to just
throwing bombs and bagging moms.
Yeah.
Go back to bagging moms.
Yeah. Just stop. And the Jets, Robert Saleh, I love you. Go find anyone. Go drag Phillip Rivers out.
Yeah, Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz both actually called looking for a job.
Really?
And they were like, nope, we're good.
Yeah, I think I might take Zach Wilson over Matt Ryan at this point. He
maybe.
looked so bad the last couple of years. Yeah. Carson Wentz is
same thing.
Not much different.
But Wilson's terrible.
He's that bad.
Yep.
Just awful. Yeah, but the Taylor Swift shit, I had to shut the Chiefs-Bears game off.
They just make it. That's what I hate about TV now.
It's like, oh, how many cute ways can we come up for Swifties and for a song title of hers? It's like,
not about football anymore.
No. Stop it. It just seems like and I think Dave Portnoy said it, that this seems like a fucking weird relationship. And I don't know why he said that or what he meant exactly, but I agree with him.
Why? What makes it weird?
I don't know. There's just something fucking like not like that pop world and then a Kelsey brother. I don't know. There's just something.
I don't find it to be weird. I mean,
No.
I find it annoying.
Yeah, it's only going to get way worse.
And will only get worse, right? Because she was in the suite with his mom.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of that Kelsey shit? Whatever that documentary
I haven't.
Garbage they got going on.
Yet. No,
I'm good. I'm gonna hard pass.
Yeah, I've stayed away from it. They were promoting it.
And I have nothing against the Kelsey brothers. Really, actually, I like them for the most part. But I don't need to know any more than I already know.
No, me either. They're the broadcast crew on Amazon Prime. It is the worst broadcasting team out there.
Yeah.
It's as much as all of it is basically unwatchable.
Yeah.
That's especially unwatchable.
It's on Fox, by the way.
What?
The Lions game, because it's a local game.
Oh, really?
So it's not just on Prime.
Oh, no shit.
It's
okay.
getting a local broadcast.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah. You were talking about how am I going to watch this up north?
I know. That was actually funny before I was going to the game. Was like, oh man, I'm going to be at this like bar restaurant and maybe a casino on that night. Like I can probably catch the game. I set it all up onto my phone, like just in case, so I could watch it if I had to.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll watch it live.
Go to the game itself.
Okay, we'll do it live.
Do it live. No, it's great. I can't wait. I can't wait to see pictures and hear stories.
Yeah, and I'm almost more excited about the tailgate and stuff. Just kind of back to the dead days. And
I'm excited to see the Lions go
shakedown.
3-1.
Yeah, I am too.
They are. I was texting again with Henson. Fucking clown.
Keep an eye on my guy Luke Musgrave, though.
Who?
The rookie tight end in Green Bay. You'll get a good look at him this week.
Okay. I think Jordan Love might be the real deal, too.
I think he's okay.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be okay.
Hey, there's something about sitting for 3 years that does a quarterback good.
Especially in Green Bay, apparently.
Yeah. It's historically been true, too.
Yes.
Usually these franchises have to throw. It's why I hope the Lions do well. Let Hooker just sit there.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let him just sit there.
Get another 2 years out of
break it.
Goff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. If the kid's legit, if he's the real deal, that's fine to do in a couple years. The only
Best
knock
case
on
scenario
Hooker is that he's like 30 now.
Now, the best case scenario is that Goff continues to play well.
Yeah.
And you get into the situation where, okay, Hooker's ready to take that step, and you have value in Goff that you could trade away a la Stafford.
Yeah.
And get something for him.
Yeah.
Would be how beautifully ironic would it be if you traded him back to the Rams for a fucking, for a shitload like we did for the Stafford deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have Hooker and you get value out of
thing.
Goff. So
All
I mean
works out.
that's the win-win.
I've been watching a lot of
Porn?
No, not porn. I just
kidding.
No,
Just
interest.
kidding.
No, I tell you too. A lot of Instagram stuff. Well, not so much Instagram as TikTok.
Yeah, you're on a TikTok binge.
I'm on a TikTok kick, and I understand what it is, and
Yeah.
I see.
We're gonna have to
the
get you some
addictive
earbuds
nature.
for the record.
That's fine, but a lot of it I do in the morning, and but it's fucking. There's some great stuff out there, but seeing the amount of fucking creepy dudes who are trying to bang like 13-year-old girls, boys.
What TikToks are you on?
Holy shit! Well, they just pop up like, oh, these kids committed murder and thought they would get away with it, and here they are being told for the first time in an interrogation room that, yeah, you're being charged with first-degree murder, and then you see so those things pop up, and then it's people that are like on there. It's not even cops involved. It's like this group of people are set out to stop pedophiles.
Oh yeah, those renegades that are out there doing the stuff on their own,
and they've got their own folders on these people.
Catching them in parking lots and stuff like that.
Or
Yeah.
at the coffee shop where they're meeting they can't wait because they're
Right.
meeting a 13-year-old boy.
rock.
Just fucking rock hard. Any minute now, my date is walking in the door, and then this dude walks in
Yeah.
with an even bigger dude, and they've got a binder on all your texts.
Yep.
Holy shit. Holy shit. And seeing these guys, wait, let's not call the cops. Like seeing them try to worm and squirm their way out of it. I don't know what you do, because you're fucked if you go to prison.
Oh yeah.
You're fucked. We all know that about the guy that is trying to bang prepubescent teens or early teenage girls. You know what I mean? Where they're like, oh, what's the legal age limit? He's like, I think it's 16. No, it's 18. Ah, damn it. How old's the girl you were talking to?
12.
13. You're like, not even close, bro. Not even close. And the thing I can't stand though is the part 1, part 2.
Oh yeah.
When I
get
see
on those-
part 1, I'm gone because I know I'm not going to find part 2.
Yep.
Like every once in a while I can find it.
You want the trick?
What?
When you get it, you click on their name, their icon, whatever. Don't follow it unless you want to.
No.
But when you hit it, just click onto theirs, and then you go through, and you know what yours looked like when it started.
Yeah.
You find that, and then the part 2 should be right after that one in
Okay.
their catalog of stuff.
What I found
and then
is
you can
it's
get
like-
the fuck out without having to like follow for part 2.
Yeah. Swipe left for fuck you. No.
But you can just click on their thing, get to their library, find that video. And what I've been amazed on one of the times I've done that is how old a lot of those videos are.
Yeah.
And normally you would think,
That's
okay,
why I
that's
don't bring them to the show. 'Cause
that's
I
the
feel
new
like
one.
they even new ones look like they're 10 years old.
yeah. Well, I just like, oh, okay, boom, I'll click on this, or I'm like, okay, well, this is brand new. Like maybe 2's not even out yet, or whatever. And then I got to like scroll back like 6 months to go find where part 1 was. I'm like, why'd that fucking pop up in my feed?
Dude, run into the same thing.
Yeah.
So usually at the very bottom it says like something part 2, part 3, whatever it is, and I'll click on that, and then it turns out now you've got people commentating on these videos, and it's like, okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking anymore. So any tricks helps. But one of the things that's been popping up a lot is Dave Portnoy.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of his pizza reviews, which whatever. I
Yeah.
don't care. I'm not eating the pizza, so
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, he just had that big blow up recently with the with the one guy dragging pizza or whatever that
Yeah.
was. So that
was
made
pretty
it
funny.
blow up. It was.
Yeah.
But he's been doing that for 10 years.
Right.
It's
a very cool story when you get the behind the scenes
Right.
about,
True.
trying to save small businesses during, I think, while he's a egomaniac and all that comes with it, I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. He's
Sure.
confident, egomaniac. He likes fucking chicks.
Yeah.
Good for him.
likes choking a bitch here and there.
Yeah, hell yeah. Giving out rug burns here and there, whatever. It doesn't make him a monster in my book.
Nope.
As long as girls don't have a problem with it,
Yeah.
they seem to be cool with it, unless they think they can get something out of it, which is par for the course. It's a game he's chosen to play.
Sure. We brought this up the other day with the Russell Brand thing of how he handled the hit piece out on him.
Yes.
About it was like, oh, really? Because here's all the text. The girl that you said I raped, here's her texting me incessantly
Every day after.
every
Yeah.
day after saying, I miss that dick. I want that dick.
Want that dick.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It
that
gets-
was a master class in how to handle it.
Yeah. And you know what? It's probably smart for guys like that to keep records. You just don't know anymore.
No, you can't.
And Dave Portnoy is no bullshit in the world of media savviness. He's smarter than most because these people.
Michigan man.
Yeah, he is. He went to U of M. So a lot of his videos have been showing up, and a lot of them are, him giving a shitty review on a pizza and fighting with the owner, whatever. So he's got, what is it, the one bite pizza challenge?
One bite, yep.
And then he
One
always
bite,
eats-
everybody knows the rules, yeah.
Everybody knows
You
the
take
rules.
one from the front, and then you go around, and then you hit the crust.
Okay.
That's the move.
Okay, he ends up eating the whole damn piece anyway.
Yeah.
So it was like one bite. That sucks. Who wants one bite of a piece of pizza?
Yeah.
That blows. So I'm glad to know that. But I have seen him do that, and he gave our boy Freddie.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if you don't know, check out fucking Portnoy and Freddie the Pizza Man.
Yeah,
8.7.
And usually those are fucking minute-long reviews.
Yeah.
He did like an 8-minute thing.
Yep.
With Freddie.
Yep.
Raving about his pizza.
Absolutely right. And well deserved. And
we get Freddie's quite often.
It killed Freddie's for me. Because now it's completely changed. Now he can just do pizza. He's only open certain hours. Good for him because he's fucking killing it right now. But
well, it's remarkable when you know that he literally makes every pizza that's ever been made in those ovens.
nobody's ever made a pizza before.
Nobody but him makes the pizzas. It's crazy. I love that. When
If he's not there, it's closed.
some of the TikToks I've seen are like in New Jersey, and it's like no, it's the corner 6th and 22nd. It's just this fucking old Italian guy with his accent you could barely understand, and the locals know this is the best fucking Italian sub you're ever gonna get anywhere, and it's just him sitting at the slicing machine, just making a fucking sub, and you're
Yeah. Like Ernie's. You ever go to Ernie's over in Oak Park?
Did you and I go there one day?
No, not to Ernie's.
Where
no.
did we go? Guido's or something?
Ganellas.
Ganellas, yeah.
Which is fine. But
It's good.
Ernie's is old school. Ernie's is like that, where he's the old man, been there forever.
Is it a
makes all
sub-
the things.
sub place?
Yep. And
Yeah.
he will talk to everybody. He's 100 years old now.
Love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Ernie's,
There's something special about that when you can find those local
I think it's Oak
spots.
Park, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to go there.
Yeah,
if they're open
definitely.
tonight,
I haven't
maybe we
been
make
there.
a run before Monday Night Football. Yeah?
That doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, if they're open, look it up, T.
Okay,
Look it up.
I
We
got
could go there.
I'm on there.
So, Dave, the other thing I love about Dave Portnoy is that he's not afraid to go after the media. And these guys have learned early on. Closed. God damn it.
4 o'clock. Dude's killing it. 10 to 4.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. That's
Just like
a
Freddie.
sign of a great restaurant
That's
when they're
Freddie.
only open for a few hours. in the
Freddie's a
afternoon.
pizza place that doesn't deliver and closes at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when you know you've got it good.
Yeah. He's calling his own shots. He's at that point.
Exactly.
Love it. So Portnoy has been getting hit pieces written against him. Women in media, no offense, ladies, some of you are great.
Yeah, but none of you in media, so whatever.
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple. I'll go to the fucking ends of the earth for Lucy Nolan.
you go.
That's my broad right there.
you
That
go.
girl can play ball, like legit. But there's few and far between, and so they love doing this. Like, again, he's a misogynist. Why would you ever support anything he does? As if some comments you made on Mike doing an entertaining.
And this specifically goes back to the hit piece from which
New York
was ironic,
Times, right?
No, that was the crazy part. It was the Business Insider.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I like to do my Business Insider. But why is Business
See,
Insider?
that would make them not want anyone to ever advertise with you.
Yes.
So the full story with Portnoy on this one, and this goes to the Washington Post, another liberal fucking rag that needs to just be burnt to the ground, right? Jeff Bezos' personal hit piece paper. So Portnoy's got his annual charity one. So he invites all these people, I think in New York.
This Pizza Fest that he's putting on. This is actually the first one.
Okay, this is the first one.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
And so you've got pizza places all trying their best to win an award, blah, blah, blah. But the people are there buying all this shit, trying all this pizza.
Yeah.
And he is a platform. He's just a conduit.
Yep.
Right? Bringing all these people together.
Yeah, all these unbelievable pizzas from this whole East Coast, the New Havens, the New Yorks, all this stuff from over there, bringing them all together into this one pizza fest so that people can come in one place and try all these different pizzas. And it's really a fantastic thing.
One Bite Pizza Festival is the name of it. And so you got twats at the Washington Post, like Emily Heil, thinking she's doing God's work. She's keeping the rest of us in line.
Yeah.
The rest of us adults.
Thank God for her.
That can't make a decision for ourselves. He said, what about women? Let's call all the Listen, there's no mistaking what this is. And Dave Portnoy's no fucking moron. He knew exactly what Emily Heil was doing. No matter what this twat decided to say, he knew exactly what it was.
Yep.
There's only one reason you reach out to advertisers going, some people are saying, as a sponsorship of someone with misogynistic history in his comments, that it could be troubling. What say you? There's one reason you do that, and that's to pull those sponsors, to have them go, you know what, the heat's not worth it, Dave, I love you, but I can't. They've seen this work before. They've seen it work with Tucker Carlson's of the world, where people go, I'm out, I can't, I don't need fucking 1,000 purple-haired idiots picketing my fucking restaurant or my store. It's not worth it. I came here to reach a large audience. I know you have that. So they know this tactic works.
Yeah.
And so Dave Portnoy doesn't fuck around. He calls her up.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of it. That's the backfire, is that he doesn't understand, like, that these people are his biggest supporters.
Right.
Like Sally's a Pizza and some of these pieces that he's promoted for years and made world famous.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. They're going to turn their back on
because Emily
some
Heil
called me
some
with
idiot
to get a
way
fucking
out of her
soundbite. Get out of here.
Yeah, we'll play a little bit of it here. So he calls prior to the publication and is like, what the fuck is up with this? And she's lying whole time.
Yeah.
Lying like they did in Business Insider. Twist narratives, twist stories.
Yep.
You know, can't handle a guy being a guy's guy and talking to guys, basically.
Yep.
Not that women don't like it. There are plenty of women who like Dave Portnoy and like Barstool.
Sure.
I'm not a big follower of it personally, but I can respect it. I think their shit's funny sometimes. Their golf outing stuff, antics.
Huh.
A lot of it's very funny. I always respect the guy for making, when our federal government clown show was absolutely driving small business into the shitter over fucking COVID. Dave Portnoy personally helped raise $50 million for those businesses. And I never get tired of watching the videos of some small business owner in Podunk, USA.
Did plenty around here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Getting $50,000 to keep their store open, just handed to them.
Yep.
It's incredible to watch.
As of Wednesday afternoon, Barstool Fund has raised more than $32 million.
I think it's over $50 million.
And it might be. These might be old. This one says 33.5. But yeah, I mean, what he did for small businesses alone should give this guy a lifetime pass.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to acknowledge it.
Doesn't mean he can't murder people or rape people. But no one's accused Dave of that.
No.
You realize if they listen to one episode of this show, luckily the women that listen to this show are smart enough to know that more times than not, we think most women we know are smarter than most.
Just to give you an idea, December 23rd of 2020, he'd raised $30 million.
Yeah.
So to where it's at now, I don't know. I'd have to try and find that, but I mean, ridiculous, dude.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest. I don't know what they think the win is. If it's just about tearing down your feather,
I don't know if it's making a name for yourself. You know what I mean?
Part of it.
Of trying to be the one that was going to do it. Yeah, here you go. $41.6 million raised and supported 443 businesses.
Yeah.
And you weren't getting $5,000,
And
to each business. You were getting like $50,000. Like,
not to mention, dude, it's somersaults, it's snowballs.
Yes.
This stuff. Look what he did for your guy, really.
Freddie.
Freddie. And what does Freddie do with his charity?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Well, that's for the sensory
Autism.
rooms for autism.
Yes.
Is what he does. Yeah,
and he's doing it tenfold now.
Exactly,
because of the response.
One of the biggest parts of that, of being an 8-minute video instead of a 1-minute video,
right,
was that he took the time and the effort to put the story and the foundation into that piece, which was huge for him. I mean, it was just because you don't have to do that.
What happens from that? The Detroit Lions get involved.
Yep.
And are putting a sensory room in their facility or somewhere, and he's doing it all over for schools.
10 grand a piece, basically, at $41 million to 443 businesses. 10 grand. That doesn't sound right.
No, because I've seen him do 50,000, 25,000.
Yep. No, let's see.
Probably depends on what their needs are.
I might have done bad math there, but.
Well, why don't we watch this chick take this phone call? Because this is the problem with your media and what they think is important. And what's the end result that you're going for? You're not talking about someone that's killed someone. You're not talking about someone that's raped someone.
Exactly. I mean,
you're not talking about someone that goes around beating
much
women.
Good for people.
Right. Fuck him. What he's done with his organization, and what the links that have followed that, and how that's continued to be egged on and snowballed in different directions that you're not even aware of. Fuck it. Emily Heil, more like Zig Heil, thinks she deserves all the press, and she's going to glom onto someone like Dave Portnoy.
Yep.
And if she can destroy his world, she's won.
Yep.
Good for Emily. She's fighting for the little blue-haired idiot.
One of my favorite fucking Portnoy things was, so obviously he does the pizza reviews. Has done it forever.
Right.
Did it before anybody even really knew who the fuck he was. It was a little viral thing that he was doing. But he loves pizza, right? It's not even for anything other than just loving pizza.
Yeah.
But so during COVID, when everything was shut down, everything was locked down, he did a thing where he was doing all the frozen pizzas.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So he's got one now that's in there. I've never tried it. I have no idea if it's any good. But
where is it? Is that a Kroger?
Walmart's, I think, or whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, but so he did a whole thing where he was doing all these frozen pizzas to rank it for people that were fucking stuck at home. Like, here you go.
Like DiGiorno.
Yes, all of them. Like, the hundreds of them, whatever they all are. And so there's one, Jack's or whatever it is. I think it is. That's just a shit pizza, $2 fucking pizza, whatever. So what they had done is they reached out to everybody and said, "Hey, I'm Dave Portnoy. I do these things. I'm doing this ranking system. I'm going to do all this stuff."
By the way,
and did you?
Yeah.
And so everybody was like, "Yeah, of course, dude. Here, they just sent him free pizzas. Dude.
Sure.
Like all this shit. I mean, he was just the center. Like, yeah, by all means, here, of course, dude. The fucking major company, like, here's 10 free pizzas. Whatever. Who gives a shit? Here's 1. Here's 10. Doesn't matter.
Yeah."
Jax was like, "Go fuck yourself. We don't give away free pizzas."
Yeah.
He was like,
Okay.
So he just had this like total hard on for Jack's pizza. Finally went and bought one and gave it like a 0.0.
Yeah, and then I saw him try to like take a bite of it. He's like, "This is what the fuck," and he's not wrong.
No, exactly. But it's just the funniest thing. Like, really, it was like maybe they knew it was so bad. They were like, "No, we're not going to volunteer for this massacre."
Yeah,
we're
just
not
hoping people keep buying our $2.
But just one of those funniest things. Like, dude, I just want to, I'm just wanting to do everything. And Jax is a huge market.
Yeah,
it's out there. I just want to do it for everybody. And everyone else has been like, "Of course, by all means. Here's my PR department."
They were snarky about it.
Too. They were
like,
shitty about it.
We don't have time for Dave's little bit or something like that.
Something shitty like that. Yeah,
that's not what they said. Like, but it was kind of had that vibe.
Gist, yeah. And he was like, "Okay, well, fuck Jax then."
All right, this is like an 11-minute video, so we don't have to watch the whole thing. But
all right,
I love when these guys are not afraid to just call up a reporter like this, because most people, oh my God, there's someone doing a story on me, and how great.
He's he's got fuck you money.
Yeah,
I mean, so it doesn't, and he's essentially uncancelable. Because he doesn't do anything that you can cancel,
right?
Although they even that pen
they've
split,
tried,
yeah. Well, that was the hit against him with the pen, and because he's in the gambling side and the sports book and all that kind of stuff. Like he's been through a lot of shit, man.
I bet.
Did you watch the Portnoy on I'm sure you did with Tucker. His,
You know what? I haven't watched that.
Okay,
yet.
yeah,
I think I saw a clip of it.
He just did the Tucker on X.
Oh wow,
It's really good.
Great.
Yeah, it's really good.
Have
It's
you
worth a
seen
watch.
it?
I did. I watched it.
I bet it's great.
Yeah, it's really good. All right, let's see Big Dave. Go Blue.
This is Emily.
Hey, Emily, this is Dave Portnoy calling. I'm recording you right now, but I've noticed a bunch of people. It seems like you're sending. We have this Pizza Fest happening on Saturday, and you're reaching out to our advertisers, and you're basically sending an email that says, to the effect, Dave's a misogynist, racist. Do you want to defend yourselves advertising at this event, right?
I'm sorry. What's your name, Dave? I'm sorry.
Oh,
who are
I'm
you?
sorry. What's your
I'm the
name?
guy you're
Who
writing
are
the
you?
article about, Dave Portnoy.
Oh,
Fucking
you're Dave
idiot.
Portnoy. Oh, hey, how are you?
Good.
Good. No, I'm not. I haven't said anything like that.
Well, I can read if you want. If you want, I can read what you actually sent. I have it.
Yeah. Read because I sent a bunch of.
Oh, yeah, I have no
know
idea.
which one.
Okay. We are planning to write about the
Lie.
festival and how some of the sponsors and participants have drawn criticism by seemingly to associate themselves with Dave Portnoy, who has a history of misogynist comments and other
Misogynist.
problematic behavior. I want to make sure
You
that
can't say
Blank had a chance to respond to this, since the
misogynistic.
company is the most prominent and they're partners of his
That
festival.
always makes me laugh.
Oh,
when he
that's the
says
one I
that.
sent to.
And that made me
which was
question,
definitely
like, is
the
that
most
right?
pointed of them
Yeah.
because I really did want them to respond, and I was
Yeah.
hoping to get something from them.
Do you think that's fair? Like, I totally disagree with the assertions of what you said, that misogynist and all that stuff. So, like,
Misogynistic,
it kind
right?
of
Yes.
backs people into a corner. So I'm happy to go over anything. I mean, that is pretty pointed. You said you didn't do it. Then I have the exact evidence of you doing it. So,
No, I didn't say I didn't do that. I said I did. That was the one that was the most pointed.
well, no, that went before I provided proof. You said you didn't really remember doing that, and then I read it to you, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I did it that one time." So you did do it. I'm happy to talk about the comments because to me, it's kind of like torturous interference. Like, we're doing an event. Everyone's happy about the event. I've raised $50 million for small business. I've helped pizza. None of that. It's Dave's misogynist and problematic, and I'm happy to talk about it because to me, nobody would like if someone's going around sending that email to their sponsors. And again, you're not like questioning. It's almost like a statement of fact. This is what I am.
Yeah. So, I do want to talk to you about this.
Yeah. No,
and
you
I
don't.
just
But
want
you
to
didn't reach
know
out to me
that
first.
No.
The story I'm working on with a colleague. And I want
Irrelevant.
to kind of loop him on this because we did want to talk to you. We were
When were you going to reach out?
We were
Never.
planning on doing it tomorrow morning.
Sure you
but,
were.
So you're going to
Lie.
write the article and then give me, like, I've had that a bunch. People write a full article and then give me the points after.
We're doing a bunch of reporting, and we wanted to make sure that when we finally did talk to you, we could really kind of present
Have some
what,
leverage.
Bullshit.
Talk about things more fully based on
Like what? Like, it
we've done.
sounds like you have your opinion made of me based on that.
We were hoping we could get some people to turn against you
Yeah.
and have some negative
And
things to
pull
say,
out.
and then we could pull that and use that against you.
And then when we use that against you, we would get your angry response that would make it
Right.
seem like you're yelling now and being
Exactly. Make you
misogynistic.
look like a
Towards
misogynistic.
another, just a female doing some hard-hitting reporting
Yeah.
out here. And look at the big, bad misogynistic meanie Dave Portnoy attacking little old Emily Hirsch at the WAPO.
Yeah.
Fucking twat.
Yeah. You just see right through it, man. It's just so bad.
X added a context to the WAPO thing, by the way.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Sometimes I really like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the context on the bottom.
Yeah, I don't
Sometimes
have
it
a problem
pisses
with
me
it.
off. Sometimes it is like, oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, don't have a problem with it. A phone call between Emily Heil and Dave Portnoy was shared prior to publication, in which the WAPO journalist admits to intentionally misleading advertisers into speaking negatively of the One Bite Pizza Festival, X said in a note, labeling readers added context. They agreed to an interview the next day, but WAPO canceled. So as this video goes on, and you can find it on Twitter on
Yeah.
Dave Portnoy's or X, he's finally, because all she wants to do is get the fuck off the phone.
Yeah, I'm sure.
She can't believe the subject of her hate piece is calling her to task
Calling
right
her
now.
out. Yep.
And she has nothing to say. She's got no skills for debate with someone like Dave Portnoy. She's gonna get in the ring with that dude and get her fucking ass beat.
It's hard to debate when you're just wrong.
Wrong.
You don't have
You're
a leg to
just
stand on.
wrong.
Right. It's hard to defend
Yeah.
a indefensible position.
Exactly. And she knows there's no repercussions. She can just lean back. Oh, I'm just an innocent little woman doing some reporting out here.
Yeah. Being bullied by big bad Portnoy.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the exact opposite of what's really going on here.
Right.
She's nothing but a bully. Most of these liberal douchebag reporters are nothing but bullies. And that's what's playing out. Someone says it's surreal we live in a country where activist reporters can openly get caught lying and admitting they are creating a false narrative to generate engagement and controversy and still publish the article. So he posts this video call. It's already gotten 43 million views. So everyone's going to see what a twat Emily Heil is. No different from that other cunt that Washington Post had hired. I can't remember what her...
Oh, she was the one that did for the Libs of TikTok.
Yes.
Isn't that right? The one that was going after her?
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly. And I can't remember her name now.
Good.
I'd love to
As
give
it
her credit.
Well, yeah.
And shit all over.
I'd like to shit on her, but it's even better that we don't remember who the fuck she is.
Portnoy commented on the post receiving the context update from X that Washington Post got community noted for lying. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Nice.
Exactly. None of the pizzerias or sponsors contacted by the Post indicated they were pulling their support.
Absolutely not.
Some said they lent their name and reputation to the event in exchange for publicity or access to the young social media savvy audience Portnoy attracts. And some support Portnoy, who they see as a champion of small business. His pizza reviews can increase revenue up to 50%.
And if you're a dick, can kill it.
Kill it.
Like Dragon Pizza, whatever that one is. I'd love to see what the numbers went like.
Good.
See, they flooded like the comments, which on some level I don't necessarily agree with. Right? I don't.
If you've never been there and you've never eaten it,
right?
If you want to say the owner seems like a real asshole,
something like that. But people went on there saying that it was because one of the things it was too much Parmesan or something, whatever it was that he made a comment about before he took it. Right? And the guy just came out and was like, hey, fuck you. I don't like what you do. Okay, well that's probably because I'm going to give your shitty fucking pizza a bad review because if I give it a good review, there's lines around the block for the next 2 years.
Right.
So what you think that I don't do, you don't like what I do for small businesses is only because you're a piece of shit and you know that this is not going to go well for you.
It's not going to go
right.
well.
So please don't shit on my business right in front of my business. Take it away from here somewhere so I'm not in the background while you do this. It's basically what that came out to be.
Whole thing's being filmed.
Yeah, exactly. All of it. What are you going to do? And then it turns into a fuck you, which I don't love. On some level, take the high road. But
it's kind of New Yorkish.
It is.
It does have that feel to it.
It definitely.
I got to be honest with you. I've been to a handful of New York pizza joints.
Yeah.
And ones that are recommended by concierges and stuff like, oh yeah, you want the pizza experience. Not blown away.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, most of the time it's just a very thin, greasy pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah. The slices, the New York slice.
Yeah, it's a big, giant New York slice. Yeah. The best part of mine was E and I sat down and he immediately dropped his on the floor, face down.
Perfect.
And then picked it up and
E-style.
ate it.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about Porta-John floor levels of dirt.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the cheap, shitty linoleum on some corner rat-infested pizza joint in New York City, like it can't be any dirtier, the floor. It's almost like, hey, I've done it. I've been to one of these joints that you've seen in old fucking mob movies.
Right.
That's how filthy it is. And it's true. And so to watch E drop an entire slice face down, cheese first, and then pick it up and eat it.
That's amazing.
It's just fantastic.
I assume it was within 5 seconds.
No, not really. Because he contemplated for a second. I was like, dude, you have to eat.
I mean, he didn't pick it up. I could see contemplating eating it, but was the pickup? Did he break the 5-second rule?
Yeah, I think he did because
No
it was more
way.
shocking that it was like, oh, I can't believe I just did that. I'm like,
you got to at least abide by the 5-second rule. You can't eat it after that. It's questionable within the 5-second rule.
Yeah.
So there's no way you could eat it after.
talking about a retarded individual.
That's fair.
Yeah. You could ask him when you see him up north this
will.
week. I can't remember if he picked it up. I don't think he did pick it up right away. I think it sat there as he sat stunned like a 5-year-old that
I can
inevitably
imagine the
drops
shock
their ice cream
value in
cone.
that.
Like, oh shit. It's like, well, table's right here, dude. You can order a new slice for $3. Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to make you eat that.
Yeah, right. Now that you even thought about it, that it crossed your mind, for sure.
For sure you're eating that.
Yep. If you would have been devastated, I would have 100% gone and bought you another piece of pizza. The
Yeah.
fact that you're thinking about it,
And
I will not.
I'd still buy you another piece of pizza, but
After you eat this
one. Yeah, I'll buy you as many slices as you want after you eat this one.
Indeed.
There is something, I agree with you, T. You said something in passing there about giving shitty reviews. I hate when people do that, go out of their way to give.
Yes.
Because they don't agree with someone's politics or they don't agree with.
Right.
You know, that's a really shitty thing.
Yeah, I don't love that part of it. No.
Right. You know, My Pillow got hit with this. LL Bean got hit with this.
Exactly.
There's
right.
a lot of companies where it's like,
Exactly right.
Okay, you're just taking, like, it has nothing to do with this company's product.
Yep.
You know, this company's product has been doing fine for 20 years in this country. No one's really had a problem with it. I mean, sure, individuals have, but for the most part, this has been a very successful company for multiple decades now. All of a sudden, overnight, because they figured out your politics, now the company is trash and it needs to be like, okay, that's a really shitty, fascistic way to behave towards people.
Like I said, I disagree with. I mean, his army of fans, his legion of fans.
Yeah.
You know, coming to his rescue, or you know what I mean, fighting his fight for him in a way. I just don't like it because it's disingenuous.
Right.
You know
Right.
And you're right. It'd be one thing if they were like, "Oh, fuck this guy. He treated Portnoy like a piece of shit. You know, don't go to this business. Whatever.
Yeah.
This guy seems like a douchebag. Don't whatever."
I've said it before.
But everybody was in
too.
there like you know, covert. You know, like, the pizza was sucked. It was cold. It was burned. It was greasy. It was too much Parmesan. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like all that just to give it negative reviews.
Yeah.
You know, to neg them down. I just disagree with it.
Yeah. I had a guy, I've told the story before, but it was years ago on Twitter that I got into a fight with some dickhead on Twitter. And I can't even remember, but it was so absurd what he attacked me for. And it went back and forth a little bit. And I can't even remember how it came up. And I was like, dude, you might want to stop while you're not ahead. You do not want my listeners coming after you.
You don't want to be in their crosshairs.
You don't want to be in their crosshairs because here's what I know about them. They're monsters and assholes, and they won't stop. And he was like, hey, everybody, he just called his own listeners assholes and monsters. And I was like, wrong take, pal.
Go ahead and post that. Let me see how that goes.
20 minutes later, he's DMing me to please
Call off the dog.
call off the dogs. And I was like, dude, I'm warning you. Like, I wouldn't get this kind of support today.
Yeah.
But at the time I did. And so I was like, bro, you don't know what you're about to step into here. You start calling out me and my listeners and whatnot, this could go ugly very much. They went as far as fucking hitting his work. And I was like, guys, enough. Stop. Right now, no. I'm not interested in this. If you guys trying to destroy someone's business because of a little stupid nothing spat on Twitter, not worth it. It's not genuine. It's not, you think you're fighting the good fight. God bless you for it. I love it.
Exactly right.
But not cool.
Yeah.
On any sense. And I don't care if that's about a documentary I'm watching and all of a sudden it's got a bunch of shitty reviews. Like, no. How is the documentary for real? Not that you don't agree with someone's politics. We're seeing this right now with Candace Owens' new Convicting a Murderer, which is a 10-part documentary on
the Avery.
Stephen Avery.
Stephen Avery, right. Yeah, I watched one or two of those today.
Which I've flip-flopped on that story very much because I got as enthralled. We called the Avery family. Jay
What was the original documentary called?
Making a Murderer.
Making a Murderer, right.
Yeah. And so it's this heart-wrenching story about this guy, Stephen Avery, who was falsely convicted of rape on this beach in Wisconsin and served 18 years before DNA finally freed him.
Exonerated
him, yeah. Got him out of jail. It becomes this big story. And he's got a lawsuit apparently against the community, against the county, Manitowoc County, for $36 million, which sounds like a big number. Lawyers can put whatever number out there they want. He wasn't getting $36 million. He may have won a couple $100,000 in a civil with the county, but he was not going to win $36 million. the level of proof you would have to have against cops that willfully and wantonly
Well, don't they have a
targeted him, like it'd be a whole thing. You just don't
Right.
see payments like
no?
that.
But isn't there a calculation of
In some spots,
yeah,
yeah.
of X amount for
How many years you've served versus
for this many years, whatever, and that adds up pretty quick, especially 18 years.
Yeah. It's no bullshit. But
I mean, that'd be a few $1 million.
but anyway, convicting a murderer, I was with the rest of the country, so was Jay, in watching this documentary, and I still had belief it or not, back then that documentaries are telling a full story. They're not going out of their way to lie to their audience about facts.
Right, to curb a narrative.
You don't get to edit question and answers and take them from different parts
Yeah.
of different days of interviews.
What a documentary is, especially. I mean,
Right.
It's supposed to just be documenting what happened.
Right.
not-
And if in that documentary you show that the state lied or the jury was lied to about X, your documentary can bring something like that to light, go over the facts, but you don't get to change people's testimony to have it fit a narrative that you're following. So Candace Owens decides to do this documentary, and they've gone deep with all the fucking testimony, all the interviews, and providing full context. Here's what Making a Murderer showed. And they show the courtroom, blah, 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 and they conveniently cut it right here.
Here's the rest of the statement.
Here's the rest of the statement. And it tells a totally different thing. And so these twats are running around the country that did Making a Murderer, and they've ginned up stupid people all over to believe this guy was just wrongfully convicted, blah, blah, blah. And just like any storyline, you need a hero, you need villains,
Yeah.
you need, a hero arc. Those storylines don't change, whether you're writing a movie script or documenting something if you want it to be interesting. So they had their cops as the bad guys, as the villains. And what they did to that video testimony is, in my opinion, is nothing short of criminal. It's you have absolutely taken out of context and lied about what testimony was given in court. I don't know how that doesn't jeopardize the safety and lives of these officers
Right.
and their families, because I fucking hated them. When I watched that documentary,
Yeah.
I fucking hated them.
Yep.
And now it's like, oh shit. I was absolutely lied to. I just didn't think documentaries did stuff like
They
that.
shouldn't.
No.
Yes. It shouldn't be considered a documentary at that point.
No, it
It
should.
goes against everything a documentary should stand for.
So going to the reviews section, so this thing's getting in the mid-90s on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
People are like, holy shit.
Which is strong.
And and only 5 episodes are out so far. But it's done a really good job of detailing, like, this is what happened in Making a Murderer. Here's the reality. Here's a little more context. And they've got interviews with all parties involved. But you have the fans.
All right.
Okay, fans are next level. They'll believe whatever's fed to them.
Did you say Democrats?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. No. Okay. fans.
multiple
Sorry.
ways to skin a cat.
Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
So fans, they know everything. Now they're going to go interview. They're going to sit down and debate. Ken, what was his name? Was the lead? Who was the?
Almost said Star, but no.
No, it wasn't Ken Starr, but we interviewed him. Jay and I did, and I'd probably be embarrassed about it now because he wrote a book after Making a Murderer came out. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
And reading his book,
Probably what stemmed this
maybe,
new documentary.
but seeing the fans in there showing up at jail with signs like Planters peanut cans with the cops' pictures on them for plants, like evidence planters. Hilarious.
Oh boy.
Like, they were in the court, they knew everything. I watched the documentary, so I know everything. I'm the sleuth that figured out. They're going down wormholes and rabbit holes. They're in the fucking ether, man.
yeah.
They might as well be flat earthing at this point. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Now I do love the internet sleuths because they do some
Sometimes.
real good in this world.
No doubt.
That's not what these people are.
No.
These people took what they were told and ran with it. They didn't do any of their own research.
They're fan pages.
Yes.
And so they'll have like every Friday we meet with our fan group on Zoom and we discuss the case.
On Tuesdays we wear pink.
Yeah, and there's like 8 fucking dipshit losers in a Zoom call. Like, and no matter what one of them says, as long as it's in defense of Stephen and Brendan Dassey, or Brendan Dassey and Stephen Avery, it's like, well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. They're like, no matter what you tell them, they ain't buying it. And so it gets out through Stephen Avery in prison that there's a hit piece by this meanie Candace Owens coming on me. It's all lies. And they're like, well, it's all the evidence I need.
Yeah.
Stephen Avery said it was all lies. It's all propaganda and lies. So, important. Stephen is asking all his supporters to flood Rotten Tomatoes and give Convicting a Murderer a bad review. Reads a post on the Facebook group called Stephen Avery is Innocent.
Good. Join that fucking
This
page.
garbage and vitriol, which is not true. And we need our communities to step up and let Owens know that Stephen Avery is innocent.
Okay.
Before the post, Convicting a Murderer was boasting an average score of in the 90s, but now is seeing a drop in that score down to 71%, just hours after the Facebook post.
Of course, yeah. That's the power of the people.
Yeah. So they do say that it's clear people love the series. This last episode was really good, kind of focused on the episode 5. I did watch it. Kind of focuses on the lawsuit and why that was such a... While they made that like a mic drop moment, like a dun 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 dun, like here's why Manitowoc County was being sued for $36 million, as if they were about to write Stephen Avery a check for $36 million. And that's all the incentive these cops needed
EY
to frame
or just
him.
an I, Steve? What do you
Yeah,
got there?
exactly. It's
B
just
or a PH? How do you want this?
it's hilarious. The things you need to buy into, and watching these twats that made Making a Murderer running around the country giving interviews, they look like every other liberal dipshit that's with a video camera nowadays. That's just their narrative is all that matters.
Yep.
Why they give a shit about some deranged white man, first off, okay, cisgendered white man at that, who's got a history. The shit he was writing to his children was left out of Making a Murderer. Like, he would send his cards, and they have these cards from the jail to his kids on like their birthdays or Easter, Christmas. And they would all be like, as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to kill that fucking cunt bitch mother of yours. Like, to 5-year-old kids.
Awesome.
This is the shit he's sending to them.
Perfect.
And then it's like, well, I was just saying.
Mad.
I was just
lashing
saying.
out.
He's drawing pictures of knives and shit. I'm going to kill this fucking bitch. Fuck her. You should hate her. Like, it just, where you're like, okay.
Maybe this guy should stay in.
Yeah. Maybe this isn't the guy you should go to as like, you're championing this. And I'm sure people can point out that, well, boy, you were singing a different tune a few years ago. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, you bought it, but
I didn't know.
Also have an open mind when I hear something different.
Yes, exactly.
And I took it at face value. I thought I was getting facts.
Dude, I took it at face value that I was getting facts. It's
Right.
100% true.
Exactly.
That it wasn't even in my realm of purview that you would have a situation where people would cut out
Manipulate.
certain words so that it said, I did see him do that, because they cut not out.
Yeah.
Like, wait
Basically,
a minute.
right.
Hold on. That's way over the line. You can't just cut a fucking word out and totally change the sentence and then act like, well, what more do you need?
Yeah.
I needed the truth there.
I don't think Stephen Avery would have done that. ...
Flip.
But I saw him with a knife over her, slitting her throat.
Yeah.
And then they cut that part out.
Yeah. They don't even include the two other dots. They just have a dot,
Yes,
like it was
exactly.
a period.
Yep. Well, I don't think he's capable of doing this. See? There you go. Good enough for me? Good enough
They
for
went
you?
out of their
Perfect.
way to paint his family members like fucking crazy people, and these fans just jump up. Like, fans are next level, man.
Oh, I'm telling you.
There's something to fans. Obviously not people that are...
Not these fans.
No. People that have been listeners of this fine show.
Right.
Over the years.
Salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth.
Assholes and monsters, but salt of the earth.
And I stand by that.
monsters. Damn right.
I stand by that.
Damn right. Yeah, I'm the nicest asshole you'll ever meet.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a shirt and everything.
Should we do some...
Wait a minute.
what do you got?
This part of the show is brought to you by
Well.
The Party Pub. Now, if you want to impress everyone at your grad party, wedding reception, poker night, MMA viewing party, or for any other reason, then you need to contact the Party Pub. It'd be a great place to watch that documentary. It's a massive inflatable pub that can be set up wherever you choose. They also have all the best party games, beanbag toss, badminton, giant inflatable screens, axe throwing, and much, much more. Call Jeff El Jefe at 586-524-6701 or visit thepartypubrentals.com and take your event to the next level.
RadioFor1.com is live. We're going to do some Ask T-Roy and some email in a moment here. But I should say, I do want to remind everybody this stuff is very important. We need all the help we can get, 100%. You can buy merch at RadioFor1.com, T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, all that kind of stuff. The Amazon link and Amazon Canada link are live. They're great ways to support the show. My Pillow or My Store, whatever. The coffee's great. The pillows are great. Whether you go 2.0 pillow or the older one, I
Slippers
love them
are great.
Slippers are great. All that stuff's great. The mattress topper, amazing.
Big
the
time.
3-inch mattress topper is fantastic.
Yeah.
Just use promo code TDC. Also a link to our Patreon page. We didn't put anything in this week, and we're going to do a few this week.
Yep.
So I'm going to do some. Me and T are going to do some. So don't worry, folks. We did not forget
It's
about you.
coming.
I promise. All right, T-Roy.
Yes, sir.
Dear T-Roy, I am a divorcee
Oh,
I don't know if
all
she's hot.
Fresh,
Don't ask.
fresh. Yeah.
with 2 kids in college.
Okay.
I work as an aide.
You have AIDS?
No, she works as an aide.
Okay. Aid
To people with AIDS, probably.
to what?
I don't
Aid
know.
Like a.
Band.
Yeah. There's a big variance there.
Yeah.
Like you can be an aide to the president. You can be like a lunch lady.
Yeah.
Big difference.
She's somewhere in between there.
All right, fair
I
enough.
would guess. So I work as
I'm
an
leaning
aide.
more lunch lady.
Maybe. My boyfriend, a mechanic,
Okay.
all right,
Good with his hands.
has an auto shop. Okay, he's a mechanic and owns
yeah,
an
okay.
auto shop. Okay, he's killing it. He charges me every time I take my car in, which is 14 years old. Yeah, she's definitely not the president's aide.
No. Yeah. Lunch lady.
So he charges me every time I take in my car, which is 14 years old, to be fixed or have an oil change. Friends at work are telling me he shouldn't charge me. I am confused. What do you think? Has to pay in New York,
Are you at least getting like a discount?
right?
I mean, if you're
doesn't say
if you're taking it to his shop and he's having his guys work on it, then
labor.
There's labor involved, right? If he's doing it in your driveway on the side, that's a little different story, right? If you're going to take it to his shop and he's going to have somebody else work on it, or you're occupying a bay that he could be working on another car that would be paying, okay, you probably should have worked this shit out before you keep taking it there and he keeps charging me like, hey, dude. Like,
Is there anything she could do to right this wrong? I mean, if
she's not already doing it, then I'm guessing not.
Okay.
So I think we all know what that is, and apparently she's not covering the bill.
Shouldn't she put that on the table? Like, I was thinking about blowing you during the football game.
Yeah,
but
I was going to charge you for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what the going rate is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$50 an hour, $100 an hour, whatever. Or maybe next time I bring in car for an oil change, I could remember this moment.
I could see, charging something, but not full price.
Hell no. No.
Like, okay, listen, bring it in. I got to pay the guys. It's
Some
normally
people are weird
$200.
like this.
It'll be $100 or $50 or something. It's still a deal for you.
Yeah.
I still got to take care of the guys. You're taking up a bay in my shop that would be a paying customer. So, that hour is $115 an hour, whatever they charge for mechanics these days, because that's not too far off.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I would never go like put a ceiling fan in for somebody I was banging and then charge them for it.
No, I know you wouldn't.
Right.
That's why it seemed like a good ass T-Roy. Because
So yeah, I don't know that you're as special to him as you think you are, sweet tits.
ooh, yeah,
But I think boyfriend might be your term, not necessarily his.
yeah, his might be like fuck buddy.
Chick I'm
or-
banging.
Yeah, chick I'm banging.
Yeah.
yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah.
72 fucking Nova.
Yeah.
Whatever she is.
Yeah. Could be.
Yeah.
And maybe she needs to figure that out first and foremost. Because I think
O2 Taurus. Whatever the math works out to be on that.
dear T-Roy, my niece,
Okay.
who just turned 5,
Is she hot?
I don't know. They didn't send a picture or anything.
All right.
My niece, who just turned 5, is twice the size of a normal child her age. Her parents are also overweight. They let her eat what she wants, and the amount of food is what an adult would eat. I am so worried, both from a health perspective as well as about social acceptance by her peers. Must I shut my mouth? How can I address this without alienating them as I cherish our relationship? Worried in the Midwest.
Boy, that's a tough one. Of course, it's Midwest. That's where the big uns lie.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. It's gonna fall on deaf ears. You can't cry fat to the fatties.
Yeah.
They're grooming her. They're
doesn't
shoveling
work
it
that
down
way?
in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you are 100% right to be concerned for your niece, her health, and her social acceptance.
Yeah.
But it's going to fall on deaf ears.
I play this out as you get older. And the reason I say that is because the fat epidemic, while it's been a thing for quite a while in this country, it was not really a thing when we were growing up.
Nope.
Right? We had fat people.
Yeah.
There was that girl in class.
There was a
That guy in class.
Yeah, there's a couple that I could go back to that were like, yeah, they were really fat. Like,
Yeah.
There was a couple that were like really fat.
Yeah.
But even that wasn't like I have to think back on it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they were friends of mine, they were people like it wasn't their identity.
Right.
Like they were still the people. They were
Yeah.
just fat, you know.
And it seemed like society was just different then. Like 95% of the people you ran into were just normal.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they weren't a little chunky or they couldn't have been in better shape.
Wanted to be in a dress.
Right. But they, when you're talking 5 years old, maybe there was 1 or 2 fat kids in the whole school.
Yeah.
Right. You're talking about elementary school.
Yep.
Outside of baby fat, where you're like, oh my God, that's a fat kid.
Yeah.
That was rare. Now it's commonplace.
Yeah. Well, we used to
Common.
live outdoors.
Right.
Like you had to try to be fat.
You had to
back
try
then,
to be
or
fat.
you just straight up had the glandular issue.
Right.
That metabolism issue that you couldn't help it.
So
because we lived outside.
When I say time is the problem, like we, as our generation grew up, that plenty of people turned fat, got fat, sat on the couch, ate the wrong things, and gained weight. But they weren't that in their teens, 20s, 30s.
Start fat.
They didn't start fat.
Got fat.
What happens when you have a 5-year-old
It's already fat.
that's as big as a house?
Yeah. Honey boo boo.
I don't know what you do with that societally. I don't know where that goes, but it's nowhere good.
Well, there's no chance. I mean, what has there ever been like 2 skinny parents with a giant fat kid?
Eddie Van Halen and Valerie Bertinelli.
Oh, Wolf.
Wolf.
That's a great set of tits, dude. I saw him.
I know you did.
Oh, man.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Val. Oh, Val.
Yeah,
Thank
best
you for
guitarist in the world. Great set of tits.
Thank you for
It's
that.
Perfect. And I feel bad for Wolfie. He's
Yep.
phenomenal. He's a phenomenal player. He can play like his fucking dad. He can play literally every instrument. He's unbelievably talented. He got all that from his old man.
Oh, yeah.
And
Got the tits from his mom.
he's been a big dude his whole life.
Yep.
And I can't imagine the diet, choices going on in the Valerie Bertinelli, Eddie Van Halen home were crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah. I mean, who
who
it's
knows?
rare. That more than anything, we'll say it's rare.
Rare, very rare.
Yeah. But for 2 fatties to have a fatty is pretty common.
Sure.
And because they like shit, they don't care. They don't monitor what they eat. They think it's normal what they eat. I'm not even going to say
Yeah.
that it's all, negligent. Like it's just that's normal to them.
Yeah.
And so that's normal to their kid. And it's very difficult to be like, okay, well, you have to eat a salad, but I'm going to belly up to the Sunday bar.
Right.
It just doesn't work that way.
No. I don't know where this goes. I think we are in for a big shock 20 years down the road because we're getting to the point now where we just normalize this.
Yep.
Like,
Oh,
my
yeah.
body, my choice. Like that kind of attitude.
Lizzo.
Yeah, Lizzo's hot.
It's beautiful.
Don't say anything
Right.
about it. Like,
Can't have a negative sting about that, right?
Lizzo's a problem.
Yeah.
And people
Lizzo's
that
gonna
want
die
to.
at 50.
Yeah. It is what it is. And you're going to have a lot of people that follow suit, just like fat is sexy. Fat is the new skinny. Like, no, it's not. Never will be. It's completely unhealthy. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Some people, everybody's into their thing.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Everyone deserves to be loved.
But that doesn't make it mainstream.
This is not safe for the rest of the public. So.
No.
All right, let's do a couple emails and get out of here. I think we got 2 Monday Night Football games tonight.
We do.
Yeah. Always like that. FY, this is from James.
All right.
I do fire off emails mid-show as it happens.
Yeah, see?
Why do you think I'm always so fired up?
That's
making a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure.
It's making a lot of sense. Pinto Ron.
Pinto Ron.
Ken Johnson, aka Pinto Ron, is the one who gets the ketchup and mustard bukkake treatment at Bills games.
Oh, it's just one particular person?
Yeah, and they show video of that guy all the time. Keep the great show going, gentlemen.
Gotcha. Okay.
And there's just people that are just fucking bukkake
blasting
the guy. Yeah.
Is that McCarty behind him?
Sort of looks like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, can I get a mustard bukkake at the Packers game?
Might be a cheese whiz one.
Oh, that'd be so much better.
Fuck yeah. Way better than mustard.
Give me
Even
some
though I love
cheese
mustard.
curds while I'm over there.
Guys, decorum. I am with you about the lack of decorum, not just from our politicians or professionals, but from our society as a whole. I had a whole page typed out, but I thought better of sending because it would have taken forever to get through it. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but when people stopped having enough self-respect to be presentable in public, they certainly don't give a fuck about anyone around them, and our social standards have become completely fucked. I agree.
Yeah.
There was a video I saw this weekend of a guy who went into some steakhouse in New York City
Oh, yeah.
in like a Carhartt hoodie and shorts.
Yep.
And they're like, get the fuck out of here.
How about
dude.
Rand Paul showing up in a bathrobe and
Bathrobe.
fucking bare feet?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Those relaxed dress code. Fucking loving that dude more and more.
Yeah, I know.
I really am.
You know, I guess I never thought we'd get to a time when we had to argue about just givens.
Yes.
Like,
Or that we change the rules for the one.
Right.
As opposed to the masses.
right. And then you'd be shit on for daring to have an opinion about it
Yep.
or comment on it.
Right.
Like, it doesn't seem like we had this discussion and it's like, dude, like you don't have to
fucking
be
tie on.
you don't have to be fucking old man yelling at the clouds, you know, get off my lawn in order to go, no, it's probably best that leadership shows a leadership quality.
Yeah.
And they should put, you know, maybe they don't have to wear a fucking tuxedo to the office or suit and tie every day, but
Let's
you know
keep
what?
it business casual, at
Let's
least.
at a minimum.
At a
Can
minimum.
we show a little respect for the
Collared shirt.
job?
Yeah. A
right?
hood doesn't count as a collar.
No, you showing up like a fucking absolute ogre in a Carhartt and shorts and shitty tennis shoes. You're representing people, dickhead.
Yep.
This is not about you. This is not your job.
And instead of being
Speaking for the-
disciplined or reprimanded, we change the rules.
Just change the rules. And then everyone needs to just fall in line or you're an asshole.
Yep.
How dare you? This is good for his mental well-being. You know what? Maybe jacking off in public is good for my mental well-being.
Yep.
Maybe grabbing your fucking 12-year-old's ass is good for my well-being. You know what? We shouldn't normalize that. You know what? How about we just don't do that? Because societally, it's not good. It's not good for me to fucking hook up with toddlers or jack off in public, no matter how it might make me feel.
Yeah.
And it's not
That's why we
great
don't change the rule for one.
for one.
Yes.
The rest of us just kind of go, and we expect our leaders to acknowledge that and go, yeah.
You would hope.
Probably not in the best interest of everybody. I mean, what message does it send and where does it lead to? Because again, no reeling that back in. There's no reeling it back in. So now what are we going to have? In a couple of years, are we just going to have pajama bottoms and fucking fuzzy bunny slippers on the Senate floor debating shit that affects the rest of the country? Like, no. It seems silly. And it seems like the rest of the world is laughing at us. And if that makes us old man, get off our lawn people, I guess so be it.
They have to be laughing at us. How could they not be?
Of course they are.
How could they not be?
Of course they
We're
are.
a laughing stock.
They wouldn't put up with that in countries all over the world. They just wouldn't.
Nope.
And nobody would expect them to. And I never thought in my lifetime, like I knew as I got older, there were going to be things the younger generation did that I disagreed with. I didn't think it would be about shit like this. Like, oh yeah, boys can just be girls and girls can be boys. I never saw that as a battle coming.
Never saw that coming.
Right? My grandpa wouldn't have seen it coming. My dad wouldn't have seen it coming. I didn't see it coming. Yet here we are. I didn't see it coming.
Seems like it's so normal.
Yeah. That politicians would be like, well, if you don't like it, this guy wants to dress like an absolute Joe shit the rag man.
You're the problem.
You're the problem. Okay, I guess we're having this battle now. I didn't see that in my future, but yet here we are once again.
Can't wait to see what the future holds.
It's going to be so fucking great. So great. All right, let's get out of here, T.
All righty.
Thank you, everybody. We'll do some member content, like I said, a couple times this week to make good.
Short week for me because I'm going to the Lambo.
Hell yeah. It's going to be so fun. That's going to be
time.
so fun.
I'm
I'm
excited.
jealous. I want to see some good pictures. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of the evening. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.